In Austin, I'm Darenisha Heron. To an important update on a 2023 Texas law that has been tied up in court. Senate Bill 4, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, ruled that the law can take effect. SB 4 allows police to arrest people suspected of illegally crossing the border. Supporters of this law, such as Governor Greg Abbott and Attorney General Kim Paxton, have said it empowers state police to arrest people who have violated immigration laws. The overall goal is to stop unlawful entry into Texas. Today, the federal court ruled in favor of Texas, removing the injunction that blocked SB 4, ruling that the plaintiffs lacked standing. Two teenagers are now facing charges after their senior skip day in San Marcos on Thursday. Authorities say hundreds of people showed up at a city park and things got just out of hand. The San Marcos Marshal's office says there were around 1,500 to 2,000 students, mainly from the San Antonio area. They say there could have been 100 officers, and it still may not have been enough to address what happened. KVUE's Jessica Cha tells us more.
When it gets hot, to the water people will go, and the Rio Vista Park is a popular choice in San Marcos. But on Wednesday, instead of people swimming and lazing in the sun, visitors like Destiny Keith say she saw.
We've seen kids jumping other kids, we've seen kids drinking, we've seen kids get maced, resisting arrest. All kinds of crazy stuff. It was actually insane.
Tiffany Williams, the city's marshal who oversees safety and enforcement over parks and green spaces, says an apparent senior skip day was organized by students from San Antonio to meet at the park.
That is not uncommon. They did this last year as well. However, the quantity of students was not what we saw yesterday.
She says they had 5 to 8 officers ready to patrol the area and watching the crowd with drones in anticipation. But there weren't just a couple dozen people visiting, or even a few hundred. Williams says 1,500 to 2,000 students swarmed the area.
Where we would see folks very flagrantly walking around with whether it be vapes or marijuana or alcohol and addressing those things on the periphery.
And despite trying to keep the peace, she says the crowd started getting out of hand when the first 2 fights broke out in the crowds just before 3 p.m.
They push in, they get the 2 females separated, and one of those females very much opts to then slap the fully uniformed fire marshal in the face.
Williams says they arrested one of the females, and that sparked more fights.
It was beyond our control, so then we did take that next step and say, not only is the park closed, now are you trespassing, but if you do not disperse and you do not vacate, we will disperse tear gas.
Williams says they did not end up using tear gas, but pepper spray was used for more aggressive encounters. She says 2 people were arrested, and it took an hour to clear the park, and it was left trashed.
What occurred there yesterday was just absolutely inappropriate and unacceptable.
Williams says they will be blocking off certain entrances to better control the flow of traffic to the park, be more proactive in knowing about events like this, and changing patrols to focus more on this park.
Williams says the 2 people who were arrested were 17 years old from San Antonio. One is charged with assault of a peace officer and the other for a number of misdemeanor charges, including resisting arrest and possession of marijuana. As we approach the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, we're highlighting Americans who are going above and beyond in their communities. I want to introduce you to a woman who's making sure food insecurity doesn't follow Central Texas students home when the school day ends.
Inside Hope, Austin. A line of hands moves fast. Volunteers from Williamson County's Chaparral Women's Club are ready to work. It's an efficient assembly line, rustling bags, finding a rhythm, each one packed with cereal and snacks, filling a gap for a hungry student. Monica Von Wadden is Hope Austin's founder and says her mother, a teacher, taught her a valuable lesson about helping others.
Our table was always full because she'd bring home kids from her school. She always taught in the most impoverished schools. So I saw how my mother thought that was so important. And my dad was also a philanthropist as well. So food security is just something that has been near and dear to me.
Since 2016, Hope Austin has made sure kids don't go hungry in school and over the weekend, so students can focus on learning, not wondering where their next meal will come from.
We started off in a 5x7 storage unit where we would have to create and work outside. All of us moms would get in our Suburbans and go to either Costco, Sam's, HEB, load our cars, and then go back to the unit there off 620 and line the shelves.
Today, the North Austin space has 2 large rooms filled to the brim with nutritious food and snacks.
Now we bag multiple times a day, all through the week. It's delivered right there to our back door every single week in a big semi. Tons and tons of food.
The backpack program gives kids a bag of shelf-stable food on Friday so they can eat over the weekend.
There's cereals, there's mac and cheese, there's beef sticks, there are healthy snacks such as almonds and sunflower seeds. We are Senate Bill 314 compliant, which means we are following the new state regulations with respect to sugar and dyes.
And it doesn't stop at just snacks. Hope Austin also offers fresh food, hot meals, and family boxes.
If there's hungry children, there's hungry family members. So we have family boxes that we disseminate through the schools as well, and we can act as a stopgap to help families in need until they can get to an organization that was made to feed families.
Hope Austin is in about 116 schools across Central Texas right now, and this part of the program, it serves 5,000 students a week. And it's the teachers who recommend the kids who need food help the most.
They work with those kids, they live with those kids, right, Monday through Friday. They know what's going on in these families' lives.
And by the next day, Hope Austin has a bag waiting for them.
The teachers mostly say you should just see the smiles on these kids' faces when they get their snack kits or they get their weekend meal kits. It's a game changer for our kids.
For Monica, a teacher's daughter, the lesson has come full circle by helping thousands of Central Texas students come to the table for a meal made with love.
Such a needed nonprofit. Hope Austin is currently helping feed kids in 8 school districts, and Monica says they can always use more help, so why not donate food, funds, or just your time? If you'd like to get involved, we've got a link on our website, kvue.com. That's all from us here in Austin. I'm Darenisha Heron.